dinner went cold between us. You kept turning your glass. I asked if something was wrong. You said, let the evening pass. Your coat was folded on the chair. Your shoes were facing the hall. We talked about the weather, because the truth was too much to call. I knew by the way you looked past me, something had already changed. No shouting, no broken dishes, just two hearts moving away before we said goodbye. The room had gone quiet. Your fingers were still in mine, but neither one held tight. Before we said goodbye, the distance had arrived. We slept beneath the same old roof on different sides of the night. Before we said goodbye, we were already letting go. The bedside lamp stayed burning long after you closed your eyes. I watched the shadows on the ceiling and counted all our little lies. I wanted to pull you closer, I wanted to ask you to stay, but every word inside my chest felt heavier than yesterday. You turned your back toward the window, I stared at the bedroom door. We were lying inches apart, but I had never felt you farther before. Before we said goodbye, the room had gone quiet. Your fingers were still in mine, but neither one held tight. Before we said goodbye, the distance had arrived. We slept beneath the same old roof on different sides of the night. Before we said goodbye, we were already letting go. Oh, morning came without warning. You made coffee only for one. I heard the cupboard closing and knew what the night had done. You stood beside the doorway with tired eyes and folded hands. I searched your face for something that might give us one more chance. You said I never stopped loving you, then looked down at the floor, and somehow those words hurt deeper than not loving me anymore. Maybe we waited too long for the other one to speak. Maybe love did not disappear. Maybe we just let it weaken. There was no single moment, no line we could point to, just 100 quiet evenings that slowly pulled me away from you. Before we said goodbye, the room had gone quiet. Your fingers were still in mine, but neither one held tight. Before we said goodbye, we both knew it was time. We stood beneath the hallway light with tears we tried to hide. Before we said goodbye, I almost asked you not to go, but the words stayed in my throat and your hand slipped out of mine. Before we said goodbye, we were already letting go. The door closed without anger. The morning carried on. We did not lose our love that day. It had been leaving all along. television played behind us. Neither one was watching it. You moved your chair a little farther. I noticed but said nothing. Your dinner waited on the table. You only pushed it with your fork. We used to fill the room with stories. Now every sentence felt like work. I asked you how your day had been. You said it was alright. But something in the way you answered made the whole room feel too quiet. That was the night we stopped pretending that everything would be okay. We were sitting close together, but had nothing left to say. That was the night we stopped pretending we could hide what we both knew. Love was still inside the room, but it could not pull us through. No one raised their voice, no one walked away. We just stopped pretending we were going to stay. You gathered up the empty glasses. I followed you into the hall. You stood beneath the kitchen doorway with your shadow on the wall. I almost reached across to hold you the way I always had before, but you stepped back without deciding, and I did not cross the floor. There was no need to ask the question. It was written in your eyes. We had spent so long avoiding it. We had run out of replies. That was the night we stopped pretending that everything would be okay. We were standing close together, but had nothing left to say. That was the night we stopped pretending we could hide what we both knew. Love was still inside the room, but it could not pull us through. No one raised their voice, no one walked away. We just stopped pretending we were going to stay. You took the pictures from the bookshelf and placed them face down one by one. I watched our summers disappear before the evening had begun. You left one photograph between us from the year we first moved in. We looked younger in that picture, like we thought love always wins. I asked if you still cared about me. You said more than you will know. Then you covered up your face and whispered, that is why I have to go. Maybe love was not the problem. Maybe we forgot ourselves. Maybe all the words we swallowed built a distance we could feel. I do not blame you for the ending. I know I had my part. We kept protecting one another while quietly breaking both our hearts. That was the night we stopped pretending that another day would change. We were holding all our memories, but could not make them feel the same. That was the night we stopped pretending and finally faced the truth. Sometimes love can still be honest, even when it cannot choose you. No one raised their voice, no one asked to stay. We just stopped pretending and watched us fade away. That was the night we stopped pretending before we said goodbye. The television played behind us. turned and left the room. I stayed there with the empty table and the truth we both already knew. You pulled your coat around you. I turned the porch light on. The rain had covered every step before we both moved on. Your bag was on your shoulder. Your keys were in your hand. I wanted one more honest minute, but neither one of us could stand. We had said all the careful words, the ones that hurt the least, then walked into the cold together like leaving could bring peace. I walked you to your car like it was any other night. You kept your eyes upon the road, I kept mine on the light. I walked you to your car with everything still in my chest. You opened up the driver's door, and I knew this was the end. You were only 10 steps from me, but already much too far. I lost the life we almost had on the last walk to your car. You asked me if I had your number. I said I knew it from the heart. We both smiled for half a second, and the silence pulled apart. You placed your bag across the back seat and wiped the rain from off your face. I noticed that your hands were shaking, but I stayed frozen in my place. I could have crossed that little space and held you like before, but fear can make a man stand still while love walks through the door. I walked you to your car like it was any other night. You kept your eyes upon the road, I kept mine on the light. I walked you to your car with everything still in my chest. You opened up the driver's door, and I knew this was the end. You were only 10 steps from me, but already much too far. I lost the life we almost had on the last walk to your car. The engine started softly, the headlights crossed the rain. You lowered down the window and almost said my name. I thought you might ask one more question. I thought I might change your mind, but you only said take care of yourself and left our years behind. I watched your red lights disappear beyond the corner store, then stood beneath the falling rain, still staring at the road. I do not know what stopped me from asking you to stay. Maybe pride had filled the spaces where loved ones found a way. Maybe we were both exhausted, maybe goodbye felt overdue, but I would give that night forever for one more step beside you. I walked you to your car and let the moment close. I kept the words inside my mouth that you deserve to know. I walked you to your car, then but not that final day. You were only 10 steps from me, but I could not cross that far. I lost the chance to ask you back on the last walk to your car. I still remember every step and exactly where we were. The night I walked beside the love I could no longer keep. The porch light stayed on till morning. Your place was empty in the dark. And every time the rain comes down, I take that walk back to your car. You opened all the windows, though the morning air was cold. I folded up the blankets you had taken when you left. The radio played softly from the shelf above the stove. We knew every word between us, but neither sang along. Nothing looked much different, nothing sounded wrong, but we were counting down the hours until one of us was gone. It was the last Sunday in this house, the last morning side by side. We moved around each other with the truth we could not hide. It was the last Sunday in this house before your room became a space, before I learned how empty walls could still remember someone's face. We did the things we always did, like love was still enough on the last Sunday in this house. You took your books from the bedroom and left 3 of mine behind. We separated all the small things we had gathered over time. You asked who should keep the picture from the summer by the sea. I said that you could have it, though it meant the world to me. We tried to make it simple, we tried to make it fair, but every object that we carried held a life we used to share. It was the last Sunday in this house, the last morning side by side. We moved around each other with the truth we could not hide. It was the last Sunday in this house before your room became a space, before I learned how empty walls could still remember someone's face. We did the things we always did, like love was still enough on the last Sunday in this house. At noon you washed the final dishes, I dried them one by one. You asked me where to leave the spare key, I said anywhere was fine. You placed it near the window where the afternoon came through. I stared at that small piece of metal instead of looking up at you. You said you wished it had been different, I said I wish that too. Then we stood there in the kitchen with nothing left to do. There was no fight to keep us angry, no final lie to blame. Only two people who still cared, but could not stay the same. Maybe that made leaving harder. Maybe anger would have helped. We had no reason left to hate us, only love that could not save itself. It was the last Sunday in this house, the last daylight on your face, the last time I could call your name and know you were in the same place. It was the last Sunday in this house, before the hallway lost your sound, before the life we built together became the life I walked around. We said we would remember, we said we would stay in touch on the last Sunday in this house. It was the last Sunday in this house, and neither one of us said goodbye enough. You closed the windows before leaving. The evening settled in. By Monday it was only my house, but it never felt like mine again. The alarm went off at 7, but neither one of us moved. Your back was turned toward the window. I stared at the empty room. The sheets were pulled between us like a line we could not cross. We had spent the whole night wondering who would speak about the loss. I heard you breathing softly. I knew that you were awake. We kept waiting for the other to say what neither heart could take. We left the bed unmade. On the morning you were leaving, your pillow held the shape of everything I still believed in. We left the bed unmade, like we might come back that night. But you carried out your boxes, and I watched you take your side. There was nothing left to straighten, nothing left that we could save. So we closed the bedroom door and left the bed unmade. You stood before the mirror and tied your hair back twice. I watched you take your photograph from the corner by the light. You asked if I still wanted the curtains that we chose. I said it did not matter, but we both knew that it did. Every little question made the ending feel more real. We were dividing up a lifetime without saying how we felt. We left the bed unmade. On the morning you were leaving, your pillow held the shape of everything I still believed in. We left the bed unmade, like we might come back that night. But you carried out your boxes, and I watched you take your side. There was nothing left to straighten, nothing left that we could save. So we closed the bedroom door and left the bed unmade. Oh, your brother waited downstairs with the engine running low. You checked each room one final time, then said you had to go. I wanted to say I was sorry for the nights I turned times you needed me, and I had nothing good to say. But you look tired of apologies and tired of second tries, so I carried down the final box and could not meet your eyes. Maybe if I had pulled you closer before the distance grew, maybe if I had spoken sooner, I would still be waking next to you. But love cannot survive forever on promises we never make, and some things stay unfinished 'cause both hearts are too afraid. We left the bed unmade. On the morning you were leaving, the room still held your warmth, but I had stopped believing. We left the bed unmade, and you gave me back your key. You said take care of yourself, like you no longer belong with me. There was nothing left to straighten, nothing honest left to say. So you walked into the morning and left the bed unmade. We left the bed unmade, like the life we could not save. I finally changed the sheets on Sunday, but I could still see where you lay. Some endings leave the room behind and never fully go away. You carried down the extra blanket and placed it on the couch. I asked if you were angry. You said I'm only tired now. The hallway light stayed open, your footsteps crossed the floor. We had slept apart before, but never closed the bedroom door. It looked like one small evening, a little space to cool things down. But something in the way you left made silence fill the house. The first night on the couch, I knew we were in trouble. You were only one room away, but the distance felt like double. The first night on the couch, I waited for you to return, but the hallway stayed empty and the bedside lamp still burned. We had not said goodbye, we had not called it done, but something started ending the first night on the couch. I heard you turn the television down a little after 2. I almost walked into the living room and sat there next to you, but I stayed beneath the covers and stared toward the door, thinking you would come back first like you had every time before. Maybe pride is just a silence that grows harder through the night. Maybe love can lose its balance when both people wait to be right. The first night on the couch, I knew we were in trouble. You were only one room away, but the distance felt like double. The first night on the couch, I waited for you to return, but the hallway stayed empty and the bedside lamp still burned. We had not said goodbye, we had not called it done, something started ending. The first night on the couch, morning found you in the kitchen with the blanket in your hands. You folded it into a square and placed it where it always sat. You asked if I had slept well. I lied and said I had. You nodded like you understood, then looked down at your bag. We moved around each other like strangers being kind, both afraid to say the words already living in our minds. I should have crossed the hallway, I should have called your name, I should have said that being right was not worth all this pain. Maybe you were waiting for one reason not to leave. Maybe I was waiting too for you to still believe. But mourning does not fix the things we hide throughout the night, and love cannot keep reaching when no one turns on the light. The first night on the couch was more than one small argument. It was the first time in our home that love felt temporary. The first night on the couch, you stopped reaching for my hand, and I began to understand what neither one had planned. We had not said goodbye, but the leaving had begun. We lost a little more of us with every rising sun. The first night on the couch was the first night you were gone. The couch is empty now, the blanket has been moved, but sometimes late at night I still hear the room losing you. You went into the bedroom and closed the door halfway. I heard the drawers opening, but did not know what to say. Your footsteps crossed the floorboards and stopped beside the bed. I stood alone in the hallway with every word inside my head. I knew you were packing, I knew what morning meant, but knowing someone is leaving does not make you ready for the end. I watched the light under the door until it disappeared. You were only a few feet away, but I could not reach you from here. I watched the light under the door and waited for a sound. I thought you might call out my name, but silence settled down. We were still inside the same house, still closer than before, but I had never felt so far from you as the light under the door. I sat down in the hallway with my back against the wall. I heard you close the suitcase, then heard nothing at all. I thought about the evening when we first carried boxes in. We had no chairs, no money, but we believed that we would win. Back then every empty room felt like a blister star. Now the same wall stood between us while we divided up our hearts. I watched the light under the door until it disappeared. You were only a few feet away, but I could not reach you from here. I watched the light under the door and waited for a sound. I thought you might call out my name, but silence settled down. We were still inside the same house, still closer than before, but I had never felt so far from you as the light under the door. A little after midnight, you opened up the door. Your eyes were red and tired, your bag was on the floor. You asked if I had anything I finally needed to say. I had rehearsed 100 answers, but everyone slipped away. I said I never meant to hurt you. You said you knew that much, and we stood without moving, too afraid of one last touch. Maybe I should have crossed the hallway before the room went dark. Maybe I should have told you you were still inside my heart. Maybe one honest sentence could have changed the night somehow. But love cannot hear the truth when no one says it out loud. I watched the light under the door on the final night we shared. I knew that you were leaving, but I acted unprepared. I watched the light under the door and then saw it fade away. By morning there was nothing left that either one could say. We were still inside the same house, but goodbye had reached the floor, and I knew that we were almost gone when the light went out beneath the door. I watched the light under the door and let you leave without a word. The hallway looks much darker now, though every lamp still works. Sometimes distance starts so quietly with the light beneath the door. You stood beside the bookshelf with a cardboard box nearby. Took the picture from our first trip and would not meet my eyes. I asked why you were moving it. You said you needed space, and wrapped our summer in old paper and covered up my face. You had not packed your clothes yet, you had not found a place, but every frame you carried took another year away. When you took the pictures down, I knew you had decided the nails were still inside the wall, but our life was gone behind them. When you took the pictures down, the room forgot our names. You left a row of lighter squares where nothing looked the same. We had not said goodbye, but the truth was all around. I knew that you were leaving, You found the one from Christmas, where we stood beneath the tree. You held it for a moment, then placed it carefully. I remembered how you kissed me while the whole house stayed awake, back when every year ahead of us felt like ours to make. I wanted to remind you of every happy day, but memories cannot hold someone whose heart has turned away. When you took the pictures down, I knew you had decided. The nails were still inside the wall, but our life was gone behind them. When you took the pictures down, the room forgot our names. You left a row of lighted squares where nothing looked the same. We had not said goodbye, but the truth was all around. I knew that you were leaving when you took the pictures down. You reached the final photograph, the one above the stairs. We were laughing in the doorway, with paint still in our hair. You asked me if I wanted it. I said that you should choose. You looked at me and whispered, I don't know what hurts to lose. And you placed it on the table, separate from all the rest, like some part of you still wondered if we had given up too fast. Maybe walls are only walls, maybe frames are only wood, but they held the years between us when we still believed we could. I should have crossed the room then, I should have held your hand. Instead I watched our life come down and tried to understand. When you took the pictures down, I knew the end was near. Every empty place above me made the answer disappear. When you took the pictures down, you left one on the floor, the two of us still smiling, like we knew what love was for. We had not said goodbye, but no memory stayed around. The house became a different place when you took the pictures down. When you took the pictures down, you took the future with them too. The nails are still inside the wall, I never pulled them free. Some empty spaces show you what a room used to believe. The calendar was on the table with the summer open wide. You crossed out our weekend by the water, then pushed the pen aside. I asked if we should choose another. You said let's wait and see, but you would not look across the room when you answered me. We used to talk about tomorrow like it belonged to us. The day every little question started asking too much. That was the day we stopped making plans, stopped drawing roads with our joined hands. We still had time, we still had love, but neither one believed in us. That was the day we stopped looking ahead. You changed the subject instead. We had not reached the final goodbye, but the future left us that night. There were tickets on the counter for a show we meant to see. You said that I could take a friend like it meant nothing to me. I asked if you still wanted the little place we talked about. You folded up the newspaper and said we should not think that far. I heard the answer in your silence. Before your words were through, you had started building a tomorrow that did not include me and you. That was the day we stopped making plans, stopped drawing roads with our joined hands. We still had time, we still had love, but neither one believed enough. That was the day we stopped looking ahead. You changed the subject instead. We had not reached the final goodbye, but the future left us that night. That evening we went grocery shopping like every week before. You bought enough for only 3 days, then waited by the door. I noticed all the little choices, the things you left behind. No coffee for the coming Monday, no reason to stay past Friday night. I wanted to ask where you were going, I wanted you to lie, but I could not bear to hear the truth, so I let the moment pass us by. Maybe endings start in calendars, in plans we never make, in all the distant promises we slowly stopped trying to save. There was no final argument, no sudden change of heart. We simply stopped imagining a life where we were not apart. That was the day we stopped making plans, stopped saying we when we looked ahead. We still shared keys, we still shared a bed, but something between us was already dead. That was the day I should have asked if there was anything left to bring us back. We had not reached the final goodbye, but the future left us that night. That was the day we stopped making plans and started learning how to end. The calendar is still on the table, but summer never came. There are empty squares where we once wrote a life we never made. When you took the pictures down, you stood beside the bookshelf with a cardboard box nearby. Took the picture from our first trip and would not meet my eyes. I asked why you were moving it. You said you needed space, and wrapped our summer in old paper and covered up my face. You had not packed your clothes yet, you had not found a place, but every frame you carried took another year away. When you took the pictures down, I knew you had decided. The nails were still inside the wall, but our life was gone behind them. When you took the pictures down, the room forgot our names. You left a row of lighter squares where nothing looked the same. We had not said goodbye, but the truth was all around. I knew that you were leaving when you took the pictures down. You found the one from Christmas where we stood beneath the tree. You held it for a moment, then placed it carefully. I remembered how you kissed me while the whole house stayed awake. Back when every year ahead of us felt like ours to make. I wanted to remind you of every happy day, but memories cannot hold someone whose heart has turned away. When you took the pictures down, I knew you had decided. The nails were still inside the wall, but our life was gone behind. And when you took the pictures down, the room forgot our names. You left a row of lighter squares where nothing looked the same. We had not said goodbye, but the truth was all around. I knew that you were leaving when you took the pictures down. You reached the final photograph, the one above the stairs. We were laughing in the doorway with paint still in our hair. You asked me if I wanted it. I said that you should choose. You looked at me and whispered, I don't know what hurts to lose. Then you placed it on the table, separate from all the rest, like some part of you still wondered if we had given up too fast. Maybe walls are only walls, maybe frames are only wood, but they held the years between us when we still believed we could. I should have crossed the room then, I should have held your hand. Instead I watched our life come down and tried to understand. When you took the pictures down, I knew the end was near. Every empty place above me made the answer disappear. When you took the pictures down, you left one on the floor, the two of us still smiling like we knew what love was for. We had not said goodbye, but no memories stayed around. The house became a different place when you took the pictures down. Oh, when you took the pictures down, you took the future with them too. The nails are still inside the wall, I never pulled them free. Some empty spaces show you what a room used to believe. Your suitcase waited by the doorway, half closed and leaning on the wall. I asked how long you would be leaving. You said you did not know at all. Your favorite coat was on your shoulders, the one I bought 2 winters back. I watched you check the bedroom slowly for anything you might have left. I knew this was not just a journey. I knew what you could not explain. You were taking more than clothing. You were taking us away. Your suitcase by the door told me everything before you said a single word, before you gave me back the ring. Your suitcase by the door made the whole room feel too small. I wanted to ask you not to leave, but I could not speak at all. You were standing close enough to touch, but already somewhere far. I knew that we were ending from your suitcase by the door. You walked into the kitchen and poured some water in a glass. I noticed how your hands were shaking, though you tried to hide it fast. You asked me if I would be alright. I said I always found a way. We both knew that was not an answer, just another thing we could not say. I wanted anger, wanted thunder, something strong enough to blame. But you looked tired, I looked defeated, and the silence stayed the same. Your suitcase by the door told me everything before you said a single word, before you gave me back the ring. Your suitcase by the door made the whole room feel too small. I wanted to ask you not to leave, but I could not speak at all. You were standing close enough to touch, but already somewhere far. I knew that we were ending from your suitcase by the door. You checked the time above the hallway and slowly reached to take your key. You placed it on the wooden table and pushed it gently toward me. I thought about our first apartment, the mattress lying on the floor, back when everything we owned together could fit behind one bedroom door. Now all the years we built between us were packed beneath your folded clothes. I never knew a life could vanish without making any noise. Maybe I should have stopped you. Maybe I should have crossed the room. Maybe love was still between us, buried underneath the truth. But I stood there like a stranger while you lifted up the weight. And by the time I found the courage, you were walking through the gate. Your suitcase left the doorway, but the outline still remained. A little mark against the wallpaper that I could not wash away. Your suitcase left the doorway, and the hallway felt too wide. I finally said that I still loved you, but you were already outside. You were close enough to hear me, but the closing door was louder. That was when I understood we were not coming back together. Your suitcase by the door had already told me so. The room looked just the way it had The lights were burning low, but nothing in that house felt mine after I watched you go.